Hello, folks. Good evening. Hope you're doing well, and welcome back to another late night live stream with me, Deha. Tonight, we do our first trial alone. Disregard the 10-year-old standing by my side, but we're basically alone because Susato ditched us. Well, I don't blame her, but come on. You had to leave for that? You had to? Now we have to deal with fucking Dark Mario and Dark Luigi over here. What the fuck? Permanently looking out there. What's on the inside of your hat, huh? What's in there? Like double cross-eyed? I wouldn't really call it cross-eyed. It's like you're looking at two different ways at once. Cross-eyed is when they're converging. Anyway, we got a couple of goons here.
We was walking down Baker Street in the small hours, and the gas store was ajar, see? It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in, it was. But once we got inside, God blimey lummy, we had a gunshot from the back room. Oh, we went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside. We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that, nice and quiet.
A terrible coincidence, it would seem. At the precise moment these miscreants entered the property, an even more sinister crime was afoot. The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside, and within only the victim and the accused were found. Dude, I said instinctual, like, that was me saying without even reading what Judge said. Like, he and I, we're on the same wavelength. We're resonating. I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. They always say that. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witness now. The witnesses now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Counsel? Yes.
What's the matter, Runo?
Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by the pair in the stand. I know it's all nonsense because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. Bunch of liars, these legal entry. Dude, even their buttons aren't matching. He has like black, white, black buttons. Alright, walking down Baker Street in the small hours. Yeah, sure.
Hold it!
The front door of Windibanks was ajar, you say? What time of night was this?
Oh, must have been about 1. Right, Ringo? Yeah, I'd say so. Right, Sulky?
What? Dude, I love how they're just roping him in. Everything. How would I know? Oh, the place would have been shut at 1 in the morning, just like every other shop in town.
Well, it was pitch black inside, it's true. Ain't that right, Ringo?
I'm not so sure, Nash. I seem to remember a little light burning inside. What about you, Sulky, me old mucker? Leave me alone. Poor guy. There's definitely a small light burning inside. That's what alerted us to the situation in the first place. And when these gentlemen ventured into the open establishment, the accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, already had the muzzle of her gun trained on the unfortunate victim.
Objection!
That is pure conjecture. So that is not what they said. Perhaps. But it changes nothing. Hey, why doesn't he get a penalty? He's just saying shit out of his ass. And the judge is like, yes, well, I guess that's fine, you know? Where's your penalty, huh? These brothers inadvertently wandered into the middle of a cold-blooded murder, simply because they found the door of the victim's establishment open and ventured inside.
Right, that's what happened.
Hold it!
What are you trying to suggest? That you had to go in?
Well, God moves in mysterious ways, they say, don't they, Ringo? They do, Nash. They do. Must have been some sort of providence, I reckon.
God's will often presents itself as the whim of thieves, does it?
It weren't no whim. I'm dead sure of that.
Why are they, like, permanently blushing? Also, why is Nash's name Nash? The joke is lost on me.
Like we said at the time, you don't just find doors open in the middle of the night like that. Nah, there's no two ways about it. It was a sign that our long-lost brother was inside.
Brother? Brother, ugh.
They're not very good liars, are they?
Well, you can't deny it. There's to a bloke what looks just like our bruv.
Oi, bruv. I said cut it out. Those chips are getting a chomping today. Unlimited chip jutsu.
Once we got inside Club Blimey Lummy.
Okay, what?
Hold it!
Gunshot, you say? Just the one. Are you sure about that?
Yep, just the one, Governor. I can swear to that. It was, Nash, it was. Ain't that right, bruv?
Does Nash's name mean, like, pear in any language? Because Ringo means apple, and the guy was holding an apple. And so, I mean, I can only assume that the guy who was holding a pear, his name, has something to do with pears. The firearm used belonged to the victim himself.
Yes, Mr. Winterbank always used to leave his gun lying around on the counter.
Right, I remember. When we examined it, we found the revolver was completely out of rounds.
That makes sense. Mr. Winterbank always used to say he only ever kept a single bullet loaded.
That's true, I remember him saying that as well. So we can say with considerable certainty that only a single round was discharged from the firearm used as the murder weapon. Yes, my lord, we can. And I should remind the court that the firearm in question was discovered in the hand of the accused. Wonderful. We want to see what was what. The door was locked from the inside. Do you mean the door between the main shop and the storeroom? If my learned friend is having difficulty grasping the situation, perhaps a drawing would help. Excluding the shop's entrance from the street, there is only one other door, that of the storeroom.
Of course, there was only a little oil lamp burning. Not much to see by.
Lamp oil, bombs, rope. You got it, my friend.
And the door was hidden behind a curtain and all.
That's right. When we arrived, the door was mostly obscured by the curtain. Tell me, why exactly did you try to open that door?
Eh?
Any normal petty thief would run at the sound of a gunshot, I should think.
Oh, well, your turn to rabbit, Ringo. Well, Nash, yeah. I suppose you'd have to say we ain't normal, eh?
Broadly speaking, humans respond in one of two ways on hearing a gunshot or scream. The timid flee, gripped by fear, while the courageous investigate to see if they might help. These gentlemen are of the latter inclination. My learned Nipponese friend, it would seem, is of the former. All right. Somehow I just proved that I was a coward that night. Thank you, counsels. So I believe we all understand that the door was locked and could not be opened. Proceed, witnesses. Never took nothing. We just left after that nice and quiet. And that is your last statement.
Hold it!
You didn't do or take anything. Is that your story?
Well, it was bedlam soon as, weren't it? It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me dukes out, me Lucy lockets.
What does that even mean? British English is not a real language. Or I should say British, like, slang. So, with no time to take your hands out of your pockets, you just left nice and quietly, you say.
That's right, governor. Nothing we ain't more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers we are, not bludgers. We are, Nash, we are. Never even pulled me dukes out of me Lucy lockets.
So, you'd clearly like us to believe?
Eh, come again?
Yeah, a guy just got fucking shot. How do you explain Herlock Sholmes as you fled from the pawnbrokers that night? Did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person? Saints alive, they fired a gun, you say? These guys are the fucking worst liars ever.
Blimey, governor. You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway.
It was. Hey, what's up, Sandy? The interview? Oh. Well, good luck with that.
Why the bleeding Nora? Did you mention that before?
You were armed with a gun. And as you fled the scene, you fired that gun at London's greatest detective, Herlock Sholmes. Did hear that, actually. There was a rumor he'd been rushed to the hospital. Great Sholmes? That's beyond the pale. On the night in question, this pair were arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Yeah. And you bring this up only now, after I revealed it to the court. Well. I guess that's the winning strategy for you, huh? Furthermore, the barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it. The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers. Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, Consul. I forgot that guy was a juror. The fuck is the terrorist guy doing here? The Russian terrorist. The court will hold this weapon as evidence. Now, my learned police friend. Yes? Here's to you successfully presenting the evidence. Oh yes, there are telltale signs of spent powder on this gun, and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial.
Objection!
Well, I don't need evidence, because I was there.
Objection!
However, the rest of us in this courtroom were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of this rash claim, we shall have no choice but to toast to your incompetence and move on. Evidence that these two fired that gun before they left Winterbanks that night? What do they have? Court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. In the pawnbroker's shop. Not this. Not this. Green. We don't know whose blood is green. Purple. Okay. I don't think it's this because we haven't proved who's green. Not this. Not this for sure. Can we inspect this at all? Nothing really stands out as suspicious. So, there's ammunition still loaded in 5 of this revolver's 6 cylinders.
Yes, which tell us that only a single shot has been fired from it.
Exactly.
The bullet that hit Hurley, in fact, isn't it?
Yes, it happened almost as soon as we walked in through Windibank's door.
I'll make those brothers pay.
Yeah. I want Iris to make a specialized torture device for those two. Maybe the evidence is the green blood. I mean, we don't really have anything else. Well, here goes nothing, I guess.
Take that!
No, that didn't work. The evidence is in this portfolio. Oh wait, no, it did work. Oh, I just have to show the right one. What on earth have you there, Consul? During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains. Not trusting the police to do the job they've trained to do? How arrogantly Nipponese of you. Ah, racism. Well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in this portfolio. You claim to have the evidence the court is demanding therein? Yes, my lord. No more dallying then, Counsel. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm at the scene? It has to be this one. Oh right, the bullet isn't there, obviously.
Take that!
What is that? Explain. It's a photographic print taken at Windibank's pawnbrokery at the day of the incident. On the scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? But if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged in there. Yes, as your lordship noticed, the bullet pierced Mr. Windibank's calendar. The date shown being the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death. The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight. But this indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th. That's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes. This is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from the gun in the pawnbrokers that night.
Yeah.
I mean, Windibank said he changes the calendar at midnight.
Ora, how does the prosecution stand, Lord Van Zieks?
He's like, fuck, he got me. If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection. What? So much wine wasted. But if you forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice aside in disgust at it, but you'll forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice aside in the disgust at the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street.
Eh? Take it easy there, Governor. You're gonna land us in the soup. We had a deal. You weren't gonna get us them get into them details. Tell him, Sulky. Set the bloke straight.
I have nothing to add. So he knew, did he? Van Zieks knew their testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes. It would seem now that I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude. Why? Couldn't you just expose these guys yourself? What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed an important fact. So what fact do you refer, Lord Van Zieks? As has been established at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brothers' gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused of the fatal shooting for the proprietor and victim. I mean, it was a different gun. In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windibank at all. So that's it.
That's it. We ain't have nothing to do with it.
That was like the worst executed secret handshake I've ever seen in my life. They managed to stick the landing, but holy. They missed everything.
We didn't, Ash. We didn't. Oh, that's what I reckon.
Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and let us not forget, attempted murder.
Quite a catalogue, eh, fellas? Waiting for it now, bruv.
Now then, let us take a moment to consider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly. Where is he going with this? Mr. Sholmes appears to take pleasure in tinkering with the eccentric machinery.
Eccentric? Says who?
Not me. Don't give me that look. He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop. Oh, we can finally see the pictures in there.
Oh, that's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
What is that, Counsel? It has the appearance of a photographic contraption. As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device. Every half an hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed. Only if he went in at exactly on the hour or half of the hour. The prosecution has obtained the photographs taken by the device on the night in question. Okay. 8 p.m. Okay. Okay. Nothing changed. As the court will observe, copious identical prints are produced in quite desultory fashion. Until... rather protocol, I feel. In fact, there are 2 such devices in the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer to the court with a plan of premises, their respective positions are here and here. You say these cameras produce a print every half hour. I'm afraid I failed to see how that would help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals. One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on camera.
Yeah, that's a bit of fried talk, eh, bruv? Lady Luck loves us skulking.
Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing begin?
Eh? Must have been after 1. Right, bruv? Must have been, Nash. Must have been. Yeah, just gone 1.
In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment. What scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let us examine the evidence. Oh, shit. Uh-oh.
Good lord. It's the defendant. Miss Gina Lestrade.
Dude, Ringo is so short. He needs a box, and he's still like 2 heads shorter than his brother. Bro is the size of a real apple? As the court can clearly see, the accused is pictured, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to his storeroom. Quite. One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, counsel. Okay. This is not good. Chat, are we cooked?
I don't believe it. Jenny!
In short, the accused is the only person who could possibly have killed Mr. Winterbank. Ah! Well, that was an especially loud slam. I say, my lord. Who's this? Oh, here we go. I'm smelling a what's it called? Summation examination coming up.
I wonder if I might put in a word at this point. Go on ahead, Mr. Foreman.
Took a volley bullet to the knee in the Battle of Maiwand. 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it and all that. Forced to retire from service, sadly. Of course, the medal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us on the battlefield.
Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point?
Carried on the battle after retirement, you see. The battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron. 6 men, all good and true. And we all go down together, if you mark my words. One for all, and all for one.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand?
Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct?
In a manner of speaking, yes. That is a Garradam squadron's position, sir.
What? No, it's too soon to make a judgment here.
Status one for the court, men, on the double.
His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and that goes for making decisions, too. I think you'll find the truth is as clear as day now. I could reach out and touch it.
I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember.
Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop. I want your rat. Give your rat to me.
I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter. Announce your considered verdicts to the court.
Guilty.
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 Guilty. Oh, here we go. Yeah, honestly, this time I kind of get it from these guys. Like, that picture is pretty damning.
It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous in its leaning already.
A photograph. Must be the definitive evidence like Gregson mentioned. Okay, you only gave us pictures for one angle. What about the other angle? What did they see?
Jenny didn't shoot him.
No, of course not. My lord, the defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination.
Very well. Court grants permission.
So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising.
We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready?
Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
Alrighty now.
All the evidence clearly points the finger of guilt at this young pickpocket Tien.
As a housemaid, I should like to see all filthy eyesores promptly and rigorously eliminated.
Okay, she wasn't helpful at all.
I think you'll find if you look at that photograph in stereo, the truth will just pop out.
Okay, maybe this guy is onto something. We have to look at that other picture. Okay, that was nothing. Mine made up stop. Global radio transmission of verdict to follow. Stop. Okay, that's also useless.
In Motherland, we never judge by clothes, judge by head. And I'm convinced brothers are innocent. Circumstance of the crime and evidence do indeed implicate the defendant rather comprehensively.
Okay, but that's not what the jurors said. They just kind of said, oh yeah, it's obvious, bruh. My mind is made up. They gave the most like circular reasoning ever. Explain why the grounds on which you believe the defendant is guilty. Yeah, they're guilty. The storeroom locked from the inside, in which the victim and accused were discovered alone. And in the accused's hand, the fatal revolver, the firing of which was heard by these witnesses.
Not to mention this print. Taken from a chap who's seen action on the battlefield. That young girl's on the verge of pulling the bally trigger.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Sholmes.
Oh dear, these cameras were supposed to help, not hinder.
I'm afraid I think you have an uphill struggle ahead of you.
Gina didn't shoot Mr. Winterbank. Which means there's more to this situation that we've yet to see.
Agreed.
Yep, full counsel. Proceed with the summation examination.
Alright, well, I know who we're talking to first. The defense's rebuttal.
Hold it!
What do you mean, look at the photograph in stereo?
Sorry? What, don't you know? Look at the photographic print normally. It looks as though the pickpocket girl is about to shoot the victim, obviously.
Objection!
There's no indication the defendant ever fired the gun.
All I'm saying is that if you look at the same prints in stereo, it could reveal all sorts of new information.
By any chance, are you a fan of stereoscopes? Bro's wearing one.
Ooh, how did you know?
Let's call it a lucky guess.
Never gets old seeing the two prints merge into one before your eyes. It's extraordinary, it's captivating, it's the height of modernity.
Of course.
Oh yes, I think you'll find that the stereoscope is here to stay. Giving us new perspectives we could only dream of before. It's the greatest invention the world has ever seen.
Well, if you could give me a new perspective on this case, I might agree with you. But it can. Okay, that didn't really help.
Hold it!
You're Mr. Natsume's landlord, Mr. Garadab, aren't you? We really must stop meeting like this.
Ah, you're that lawyer chap. Well, there's a turn up for the books. Oh, yes, rather a turbulent time we had back then.
Some extraordinary events took place at your house, that's for sure. Luckily, Mr. Sholmes and I were able to get to the bottom of it all. I think we did rather a lot for you, didn't we? Oh, try to curry favor. I mean, obviously, I wouldn't be suggesting that therefore you should change your leaning to not guilty or anything.
Can't be denied, I suppose. Curse of the Garadab house was at the talk of the town after that business. Lodgers moved out and I couldn't get a bally soul to take up the tenancies.
Oh,
I haven't had the heart to break the news to Joni yet. Bad enough that the old girl's clapped up.
clapped up. What does that mean? You clapped her? I do not want to imagine that in my head.
Yes, can't be denied you did rather a lot. Not for us, that's for dash certain.
Suppose not.
Of course. There can be no suggestion of that being the reason I'm leaning towards guilty, obviously.
Obviously. But honestly, I really wish he'd pay more attention to the trial. Let's to juror number 2. Oh, he's into the maid. I see.
Hold it!
Polishing the bench, I see. Again. Maid's work is never done. Not a blemish must remain. What exactly do you mean by filthy eyesores? On my way to market for his lordship, I have to pass through the East End. The place is full of beggars, pickpursers, and crossmen. The scum of the earth. A little harsh, perhaps. Let me be plain. If it were up to me, all those back slums would be made spick and span or eradicated. At least we have people like the great detective working to achieve these important goals. You're referring to Mr. Herlock Sholmes. That's right. I like to keep abreast of his exploits by reading Rance magazine in between my duties. He does wonders cleaning up London streets. In my opinion, he should be declared an honorary maid of the capital. Yeah, put him in a maid outfit too. We'd all like to see that, I'm sure. Mr. Sholmes a maid? It's really quite unforgivable. Got a scum having the audacity to shoot our very greatest detective. Minor detail, it was the 2 brothers in the stand who shot Mr. Sholmes, not the defendant. A minor detail indeed. They're all gutter scum as far as I'm concerned. Well, it just might be an idea to get our facts straight in anyway. Yes, alright. I shall amend my statement. Oh? To what? Those brothers are the scum of the earth. They should swing for shooting the great detective.
Hold it!
I agree with you. The shooting of Mr. Sholmes was an unforgivable act. The purpose of this trial is to determine who shot the pawnbroker, Mr. Windibank. I'm afraid you're splitting hairs, sir. Sorry? Whether it was the thieves or the pig purse, it was still gutter trash that shot the pawnbroker in the end. Filth that should be cleaned up and eradicated, in my considered opinion. Thanks so much for sharing. Changing this maid's mind is going to be easy.
Bruno, it was one of the 2 brothers that shot Hurley, wasn't it?
Yes, without question.
Well then, I'll never forgive them.
Oh, Iris.
Perhaps we can use this maid's statement to help us somehow, do you think?
Yes, maybe. Let's listen carefully to what each juror has to say first.
Hold it!
What exactly have you been muttering about all this time, sir? You're talking about having left something somewhere or something like that.
Oh, so sorry. As you can probably tell, I'm a surgeon.
Bro, you can deglove. A surgeon? That's all he passed me by. You're not in the operating room, bro. Take those shits off.
Of course, people conducting surgery in this country aren't considered to be doctors. Oh no.
Oh, they're not?
Even though me and my kind are at the forefront of medical science, the real brains in the field.
So what is it that you think you've left behind?
Well, that's a little embarrassing, to be honest.
Juror number 4 is a cutie? A cutie who's done medical malpractice?
You see, I was operating on someone yesterday, a standard thing, went in through the abdomen. But when I had finished the procedure, I couldn't find my scalpel anywhere.
Oh, it better not be on Sholmes, bro. Sholmes better not have a scalpel in him. What? Did he? Surely not.
Exactly, surely not, you say to yourself, do you? Worrying, isn't it? That's what's been troubling me this whole time. Could I really have left my scalpel inside the fella's belly? No, of course I couldn't. So, there you have it. Like I said, a little embarrassing, really.
That's one way of putting it. The other is manslaughter.
That's exactly my concern, and seeing as this case appears to be all but sewn up, I need to focus on trying to remember exactly what I've sewn up elsewhere.
He made some silly mistakes. No, he's just a little guy. He's just a small bean, you know? He's a little birthday boy. He can fuck up a surgery once or twice.
Oh, I'm sure I made sure everything was back as it should be. Well, as sure as you can be without being sure.
I'm sure you need to be more sure. I wonder why they didn't consider surgeons doctors.
Hold it!
Alright, lady. Sorry, radio transmission? What do you mean? Are you from the Far East? Stop. Yes, from the Empire of Japan. All communication with the Far Eastern nations is to take place by mail. Royal Mail steamers take more than a month to complete the journey.
Oh, but now we have the electric telegram, so we can send messages using electrical signals.
Ah, okay, it was electric.
Thousands of miles of cables have been laid along the ocean beds connecting the entire world.
Thousands of miles of cable on the ocean bed? Makes my head hurt just thinking about it. You're well informed, young lady.
Hee hee.
Oh, how precious. She's doing the pearl face. The cables will soon become a thing of the past. Stop. And just when I was starting to catch up. Video transmission is the future. Stop. Oh my god. You're fucking intense, lady. Excitement growing. Stop. Atmosphere electric. Stop. Right. Try not to wear out your fingers. Era wireless telegraphy. Stop. Driving technological revolution. Stop. People say that inventions like the stereoscope are the height of technology. What utter piffle. I can't understand it. I really can't. They're just silly toys. Oh? Oh, he's pissed. Although she is right though. This guy's a fucking clown. Alright, pursue. Excuse me. Juror number 3. Sorry to interrupt when you're obviously fuming, but you're mad, bro. You're mad. Do you perhaps have something to say about juror number 5's last remark? As if I couldn't guess.
Oh, you bet I do. Say that again. Go on, I dare you.
Fight. Goodness, are you talking to me? I think he just might be, yes.
You think stereoscopes are just toys, do you, huh?
Absolutely. I mean, really, a machine to view photographs in 3 dimensions. Why on earth would you not just use your eyes to look at the world around you? It's all 3-dimensional. What a great way to appease the man. No, I'm sorry. Stereoscopes are of no practical use at all. I mean, she's kind of right there. 3D tech kind of... I mean, outside of VR, I mean, VR is something, but... That's kind of what stereoscopes evolved into it, right? Outside of VR, I don't... 3D displays haven't really seen much use, I feel.
You just don't know.
Pardon?
I think you'll find that viewing a photograph through the stereoscope can unlock all sorts of possibilities. I'm obviously going to have to demonstrate.
What sort of possibilities?
Well, take a crime scene, for example. If you had a pair of photographs from a crime scene that could view through a stereoscope, it could reveal hidden clues you never even noticed before.
Well, true. Good thing we have a second angle of cameras. Have I gotten any prints we can look at with the stereoscope? Do I have anything on me? No. But... Van Zieks does. How about this print here? Should do the trick, I think. Oh, could I just choose this one?
Take that!
Alright then, juror number 3. Are you saying you can do this with any 2 suitable photographic prints?
Of course I can.
Very well then, I'd like you to demonstrate.
I'd be delighted to. Just give me one more print and I'll amaze you all.
Oh, shit, we don't have the second one. Van Zieks, why didn't you give me the other picture, motherfucker? Well, I'm just kind of cooked. Wait, sorry? What do you mean, one more print?
Oh dear, don't you have these in the Far East? Don't you know how stereoscope works? Bruno,
What?
You need 2 photographs for a stereoscope, remember?
Yes, I do. But I need the other one. I know it exists. Oh yes, I remember now. The print we have from the pawnbroker is just a normal photograph.
No, I think you'll find that the clue is in the name. It's a stereoscope, not a monoscope. You always need 2 prints.
Thanks for the friendly explanation.
Well, if we obtain another print at some point later in the trial, we can always show it to this young man then.
Ha ha ha.
This fuck. He's too full of whimsy. His silliness is off the charts. His silliness has gone to levels of uncharming. Please tell me you're not Villain Bolshevik. Right, his name was Villain. A Russian revolutionary.
Revolutionary?
No, revolutionary, not terrorist. I'm sorry for mislabeling you.
I believe there is such a rumor.
It's just a rumor?
As you see, I have unfortunate appearance. I look like vicious criminal.
Your words, not mine. I just want to point that out.
People call me revolutionary, murderer, autocrat.
And which glove fits? Rat Dad. Oh, the rat is reading too.
Good day. I am visiting London for sightseeing. I would like to take a bus to Crystal Tower, please. I am heavy weapons guy.
Right. That didn't sound staged at all. Don't forgive me for having my doubts.
To be treated like vicious criminal all the time. It's very painful. People do not realize. So I have much sympathies for these brothers. People say they're criminals only because of how they look.
The Skulkin brothers.
Maybe they went inside Bromboker's shop. But they have done nothing wrong. That is all I want to say.
The Skulkin brothers did nothing wrong that night. Alright, well, first of all, that's a little misunderstanding I'll need to clear up straight away. Tell me something, Iris.
What is it, Bruno?
The jurors are chosen at random of the inhabitants of London town, aren't they? Allegedly.
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it?
In that case, how is it that there's a Russian tourist sitting among them who looks all for the world like a revolutionary?
I wish I knew.
She's like, fuck if I know. Trial will be over. Ginny would never shoot anyone. Alright, who would win? Maid or Russian revolutionary? My money's on the maid.
Objection!
Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Good lord. Counsel, explain yourself.
Oh my statement? Contradictory?
Contradict. C-O-N.
Juror number 6, you've got the wrong end of the stick.
I do not have stick. I have mouse.
As juror number 2 said earlier, when the Skulkin brothers fled the scene on the night in question, they fired a shot from their revolver. This song is new. Yes, they shot poor Mr. Sholmes in the abdomen, I understand. Surely you're not going to tell the court now that you didn't hear?
Abdomen. A-B-D...
Sir?
Sorry. My English is still learning.
You are telling the court you didn't hear.
Forgive me, I did not hear. Ugh. Ah, here is word. Abdomen. Part of a person's body containing a stomach and other vital organs. If this is what you mean, you should say in plain English. I am Russian, not a native speaker. We thought it was a good idea to let this man be on the jury again. So, you were telling me these brothers who look like criminals were lying. They said before, we never done nothing, but truth is, they shot detective. Ah, this is double negative. Yes, that's exactly right. No, the mouse! Let him go! Lying is wrong, especially when you lie. When lie is said by a person who looks like a criminal. Let him go! Oh, poor guy. He's getting stretched. He's elongated. Look at him. Coming from you, that seems surprisingly prejudiced. This means when they said we never took nothing, maybe it was also a big fat lie. Is this true? Well, maybe. Well, according to the police report, no stolen goods were found, so... Enough! I trust no one now. It's not the mouse's fault, though, sir. I must see with my own eyes. I must investigate crime scene myself. I'm afraid that won't be possible.
Yes, it is, Bruno. Easily.
Is it? Sorry? Okay, finally we're getting the other prints. We have to go through all these hoops before we get the second picture. Ah.
Compare the print that pictures Ginny and the next print from half an hour later. You'll be able to see straight away if anything was taken or not. Cooey, Mr. Prosecutor.
Cooey? Tut-tut, calling on the prosecution in the middle of a summation examination of all times. The print showing the accused threatening the victim after she broke into the shop is this one. Okay. Following this, the victim and the accused moved into the storeroom. Meanwhile, the Skulkin brothers entered the shop and summarily heard the fatal gunshot ring out. Sadly, none of these events were captured on film. This is the print produced by the camera half an hour later, after the brothers' flight. Okay, now we have to play a game of Spot the Difference.
So this was taken after earlier shot then? As far as I can tell. Nothing has been taken.
It does seem to be the case. Can't notice anything that's obviously missing in the second print. So, the brothers who look like criminals told only one lie. They shot the man, but they stole nothing. What about the other camera? Can we please get the other camera view? It would seem so, yes. Good. No, not good. You were right. I did not understand situation. Now I know brothers have lied. I think it is very important to continue with trial. That was easy for him.
Yay! Well done, Reno. The balance is shifting.
Well, it's a start, I suppose. There must be more in what these jurors are saying that I can use to expose the truth. If we can do that, we just might turn the situation to our favor still. See, the problem with the two pictures we have are that they're from the same angle. You need two pictures from slightly different angles, right? Another print in the court record. I wonder if we can make use of that. In the lake of lies are many dead fish. We must find truth. Therefore I say not guilty verdict. This guy is very funny. Alright, well... yeah, nothing immediately stands out. I'd have to... oh, they are from slightly different angles. If you look at them, like... you can see the stuff shifting a little bit when I click on the... when I click between the two. Huh. Does that mean someone bumped the camera? Anyway.
Hold it!
Could it really show up new clues, though?
Don't know unless you try.
How about this print here?
All right, then, Joe number 3. All right, second photograph.
Take that!
All right, these 2 prints were both taken with the same camera in Windibanks on the night in question. How's this gonna work? Are we gonna get like a interactable 3D environment we can rotate?
Well, I see. Tell me, Mr. Lawyer, do you know how stereographic images work? Do you understand the principle?
Well, I think so. I did have a lesson only yesterday. Left and right eye images need to be the same, only with a slight shift in the positions of some objects. And when your brain merges the 2 images together and you're outside your head, it notices the shift as if it were deaf.
Yes, exactly.
It's that small shift between certain objects in the 2 pictures that's really important.
Dude, the effort. She's holding the pictures. So what happens if you use 2 photographs that are exactly the same then?
No, obviously that wouldn't work at all. Not for seeing the scene 3-dimensionally, anyway.
Oh. Oh! Of course, now I see.
I think the young girl has discovered the secret.
She is too cute. She is my daughter now. Can you uncross your eyes before you tell me?
Have another look at these 2 pictures from Haley's camera. Renault, go on.
Okay. I see. So the difference isn't from their angle, it's just that some things have shifted around. The objects have shifted. If you see the doll, you see the line on her pants. If you you can kind of like use that as a reference here. She's clearly shifted toward the right 30 minutes later, so that the line is kind of aligned with the table. Very different. Three dimensions. Wait, maybe they are from different angles. Wait, are we actually gonna do this? See, by crossing my eyes, I can make it quill pens from each picture overlap in the middle. Wait. What?
Well, did you manage to see it properly, Renault?
I'm not actually gonna try doing that myself, so I'm just gonna play along. What's going on with these 2 pictures? Okay, yes, those are different. Everyone's cross-eyed. Except for Van Zieks. He could never be caught. He would be caught dead. Being cross-eyed. Are there amazing power?
Is someone going to explain this black magic, eh? Why the deuce do some of the things on the counter seem to jump out at you like that, hmm?
I think you'll find that if you consider the basic principle of the stereoscope, you'll answer your own question. Basic principles of the stereoscope. As I said before, if you try to look at 2 identical pictures using a stereoscope, it won't work at all. It's a slight shift in positions of the certain objects that lets you see pictures three-dimensionally.
In other words, they slightly shifted. Shows that actually, there must have been a slight shift in their positions.
Yes, there must have been.
Okay, you didn't need to cross your eyes to figure that out. You could just look at the thing carefully.
Now hold fire there, sir. Got a reasonable grasp of this whole cross-eyed business now, I'd say. Why the devil does a shift between 2 prints exist in the first place?
Well, what's the answer, fellow? Go on, you're the cross-eyed master.
What? Me? I haven't the first idea.
You know, Runo, it's quite simple.
It is?
Just think it through step by step. First photograph was taken at 1 a.m. Then, 30 minutes later,
Yep. Position of some items in the counter appears to have shifted slightly.
so that means
That means that sometime in the half-hour interval, someone must have tampered with the things on the counter.
Zookers!
Zookers, I'm going to use that now. Someone tampered.
New information. Stop. Not mentioned in the testimony so far. Stop.
Yes, we've had to go around in circles a little here, it seems. I'm starting to see what I should be aiming at in this summation examination now. Ladies and gentlemen, the question now is clear. We know the items on the countertop were moved, but by whom?
Are you suggesting you might know?
Of course. I can tell you right now who's responsible for the almost imperceptible shift in the items on the counter. Didn't matter who I choose? Professional baddie. Alright, I'll choose Ringo, because he's funnier. Bro's 27 years old?
Take that!
Those the witnesses currently in the stand, the Skulkin brothers.
Wait. This does not agree with what brothers said in testimony before. They said they do not even have time to pull the dukes from Lucy Lockets. My phrasebook said dukes is meaning hands and Lucy Lockets meaning pockets. But this is another lie? Is that what you are saying?
Yes, I'm afraid so.
Now, hold on there a minute. You can't be sure of that.
I quite agree. The accused is a common pick purse after all. It's perfectly possible that she went through the things on the desk to see what she might steal. I think that's unlikely.
And why exactly?
As you can see from this photographic print, the defendant was pointing a gun at the victim. It would seem, as my learned friend indicated, that she was coercing Mr. Windibank to open the storeroom door. In other words, Miss Lestrade's interests lay within the storeroom, not the main shop, giving her no reason to touch anything on the counter. All of which points to one thing. The Skulkin brothers have omitted key facts in their testimony. But the accused is a pick purse, common gutter trash. Why look any further in the wrongdoer here? Because the Skulkin brothers are thieves, madam. No better, in fact worse, than a pick purse. I believe that these brothers were looking for something on the victim's counter that night. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if you would condemn the defendant on the grounds that she's a pickpocket, would it not at least be right and proper to thoroughly scrutinize testimony given against her by two thieves?
Well said. I, for one, would like to hear more than that from that shady pair.
With your head. You do not need to keep your hands sterile. They probably collected all shit ton of like germs by now in this room.
Wholeheartedly agree. Stop. Must purchase after trial. Stop. We'll return home via Regent Street. Stop.
She got sold on one fast. Alright, we're back in it, boys. The mighty scales of justice.
Hereby call the summation examination to conclusion with the balance altered in the defendant's favor. 2 lean to guilty, 4 lean to not guilty. Accordingly, the jury is without consensus. And I order this trial to continue.
yay, well done. Oh, by the way,
What?
you should hold on to this Runo. You never know when it might come in useful.
Twice in one trial would be unusual, surely. But alright. Come on, we literally have the different angle of photographs that we still haven't seen yet. Van Zeeks is withholding the information. Alright. We gotta hear from fucking Wingus and Dingus again. Want myself another chance to probe that pair about their activities at night, at least. Well, won't stop probing them until I've proven that Gina is innocent. Probe. To be continued. Oh, shit. Well, I feel it's a little too early to end, so we'll keep going. Order, please. Let us resume proceedings. It says you will now retake the stand. Oops. Oh, they sweating. Gregson is just chilling. I'll resume your the defense counsel summation examination.
Oh, yeah, Governor. I did, Gov, I did.
Mr. and Mr. Skulkin.
God, blimey.
This is gonna be hard work. Earlier in this trial, you gave the following testimony about your actions after you entered Windibanks. Bedlam soon, weren't it? However, that was a lie. No, that's wrong. You brothers.
God, blimey.
On the night in question, rifled through the items on the victim's counter.
We never done nothing of a sort. How you figure that out?
Oops. I guess we know who's the dumb one in this sibling relationship. Each lie that passes your lips serves to increase the severity of your punishment. And that, gentlemen, may detail a crushing blow to your chances of ever seeing the light of day again. A thought worth pondering, perhaps.
Say no more, Gov. We hear ya. But blab was quick with beach. Alright, we did knock a few things over, but we aren't rifling for nothing. It was when we heard the gunshot, see? We made us both jump and all that stuff went flying.
Flying. It shifted like a couple inches.
I mean, it didn't give me a fright. We was thinking the shooter would come out the door and get us next. We stuck everything back where we found it and scarpered. Straight into him in the black. We couldn't have shot the pawnbroker, see? We never even had a chance, did we?
So you admit the defense's accusation. You did indeed ransack Mr. Woodenberg countertop on the night in question.
Not ransack, Governor, no. That's right, Nash, that's right. It's more like we tidied up, yeah. Sorry.
By their own admission, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery under dubious circumstances. However, they panicked and fled on hearing the gunshot, having first made good their mess.
The way you say it, we hardly sound like roughs at all.
We don't, Nash, we don't.
Can only make us sound a bit more cutthroat.
It can't just be coincidence that these men showed up at Windibanks that night. They're hired goons.
Hold it!
If that's the case, then why didn't you testify to that effect in the first place?
Oh, you know, we ain't exactly squeaky clean, are we? We ain't, Nash, we ain't. If we admitted to something like that, people would think we was up to no good. Well said, Ring on me, old China. We don't need to land ourselves in even more trouble.
And in fact now, as a result of lying in your previous testimony, that's exactly what you've done. Landed yourselves in even more trouble.
Ah, well, that's rotten luck.
Says a rotten apple eater. Witnesses, explain your actions to the court. Why did you ransack the victim's counter? Ransack nothing. Sure.
Hold it!
So what you're saying is, the sound of the gunshot shocked you so much you knocked all those things off the counter. Bag of nerves.
What was loud, alright? Blimey, me dead granny would have woken up at that bang. Big brother here screamed like a bloomin' baby and fell over on the counter. He knocked over a load of books, a candlestick, and some skull whatnot.
Tangle the marionette. Okay, knocked over the picture frame. Knocked the scales on the floor.
What a racket. Me granny would have had scared back into her grave at a clatter like that.
So in short, the gunshot took you by surprise.
Is that right?
Is that right? It's quiet as a mouse, and then all of a sudden, bam. You sure about that?
Excuse me!
Inspector Gregson, do you have something to add?
Like I keep saying, I don't appreciate being lumped in with these scoundrels.
No, something to add about their testimony. You seem to react just now at what Mr. Skulkin said. Did it make you think of something?
Probably nothing, of course. I wouldn't even bother to mention it, only... Well, the fact is, cases don't get solved if you ignore the little details.
How about you just tell us what's on your mind?
As you know, we brought these fellas into the yard for questioning last night, and the statement they gave them told a slightly different story to what they're saying now. Did it?
You claim you heard the victim shout something out before the gunshot.
Might have, Gov. Might have. Does ring a bell now you mention it.
Granted, it was only a minor detail, but still.
Can't help feeling like you perhaps you've been a bit sloppy with your testimony, eh, fellas?
I discovered that witness's testimony has been any more sloppy than it has hitherto proven to be. I shall be forced to bring the very harshest punishment to bear against them.
Easy, easy. We'll get it right this time.
Uh-huh. Then speak. Supplement your testimony with whatever details have miraculously returned to your questionable minds, sirs. Right you are, Gov. Give me that gun. So, a voice. Whose voice? It was the guy? The girl? Hey, Gov, you did. Though I suppose if you're being honest, we had a kind of wavering voice before the yell and all. If you don't want to get shot, give me that gun. Bam! Oh, nice acting. Kind of thing. Career in acting, tragically missed. In another life, they would have been a comedic duo for the ages. That must be good. From the other side of the door behind the counter, it was. In the storeroom, where the victim was found dead. And the voice you heard, was that of the victim, Mr. Winterbank. I mean, Granny's life. So that would mean that you both knew Mr. Winterbank and the sound of his voice. So that would mean what? Yes, Counsel, indeed it would. It would.
Nah. We didn't know the geezer. How am I supposed to deny when that bloke in the fancy club was giving us the evil eyes?
If you value your lives, you will ensure your testimony is accurate and true. On his granny's life. It's a good job his granny's dead. After hearing the voice, they heard the gunshot, causing him to stumble and upset the items on the counter, scattering them on the shop floor. And they were able to set them all back up perfectly as it was, but slightly shifted? Surprising. Tidied up after like good little boys. Should have fired instead of yelling at the girl. Wait, the bloke who owned the place was holding a gun. Wait, no, that's just wrong. Bro, have you been asleep this whole time? The one holding the gun before was Gina.
Objection!
You're saying that on the night in question, the victim, Mr. Winterbank, was wielding a gun, is that correct?
That's it, Gov. You've got the picture.
Yes, Nash, yes, no question. Photographic evidence from the time of the incident clearly shows Mr. Winterbank was not in possession of a firearm of any description.
Objection!
You surprise me. Does the defense really intend to highlight evidence that compromises the position of the accused even more? Look, let me cook, okay? Let me cook. Furthermore, the defense has failed to establish that the photographic print presented was taken a suitably short time prior to the victim's death. Your chronology is severely lacking, Counsel.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You're right, Nash, you're right. The old geezer could have been about to turn the tables on the girl, eh?
Hardly likely. I'm afraid this won't stand as conclusive evidence. Ugh. Well, no penalty, but you didn't really get much with that. They did not let me cook, in fact.
Hold it!
Saying that Mr. Winterbank had a gun in his hands? But that was a sight, eh? Two waving them guns at each other must have got pretty heated. Didn't really sound like he meant it, mind. More like an empty threat, you could say. Mr. Winnebaker was known to keep a revolver with a shot counter at all times. We'll say that to protect the articles in his keeping, he'd readily put a bullet in someone's head if required. That's someone being himself, of course. Good grief. Extraordinary devotion indeed, if alarmingly misguided.
Well, he certainly sounded like he was ready to pull the trigger the other night. Only the person he was going to shoot beat him to it. Cooked his goose proper. Maybe wish he'd squeezed the trigger instead of wasting time shouting, "Give me that gun."
Yes, career in acting. Okay. They look so happy with themselves.
Hold it!
So you didn't try to open the storeroom door then?
Not in your life.
Deathly quiet after that. Door's locked, weren't it? So how would you know if it was locked if you never tried to open it? Yes, of course. It was locked from the inside. So we've been led to believe. Unless there was some other way to get a view of the inside of the storeroom. Right, there was a window, a little view hole. Like through the keyhole or a spy hole, perhaps. Still cutting our teeth in this game, see, but one day... Really cut the mustard. The mustard? Please cut it out. As we know, behind that door was the victim's lifeless body, with the accused not 2 feet away. Yes, unfortunately. Gina was in there unconscious with a gun in her hand. Correct to say that neither of you set foot inside the storeroom. That's right, Gov, that's right. And have even if we wanted to. That's it? That's the full extent of their testimony? I forgot to press those last two. I'll have to go back and do that. I'd like some herbal tea. Feels as though these brothers are still hiding something important. Feelings can be very logical at times. It's like all that in and your brain will quietly analyze to come up with a feeling like you describe. Their vibes are sus. That's all I need to know. Sometimes I think if she's 10 years old, it must be 5. Alright, let's go to this one.
Hold it!
Yes, whereupon you fired a shot from your own gun at Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Yeah, we was a bit hasty there. We was, Nash, we was. Truth be told, I was already shaking like a leaf when your lot turned up.
If you're shaking like a leaf, don't pull a loaded gun in your hand.
Good advice, miss. Good advice. Truth be told, me mind went totally blank.
Before your mind goes totally blank, make sure you don't have a loaded gun in your hand.
Mental note made, miss. After that, we legged it on the street, but apparently we looked dodgy to the coppers this summer, so they clapped the derbies on us like winking.
After you've been handcuffed, the police found this revolver in your possession, correct?
Well, yeah. Well, listen, that proves it, doesn't it, eh?
why should we believe that?
Eh, what? Because it's true, isn't it? The place was totally empty when we went in.
At that time, the victim was already in the storeroom, having been forced to open the door by the accused who had a gun to his head. In other words, on the night in question, these two witnesses never even laid eyes on the proprietor of the pawnbrokery, Mr. Winterbank. Correct? Down to a T. So the Skulkin brothers never actually encountered Mr. Winterbank. Is that really true, I wonder? What do we have? What can I get for looking at this? Aha. This one's tough. This one's hard, man. He's holding a gun. Yeah, what if you present the picture of him not holding a gun? Like this. His hands are empty here.
Objection!
So you're saying... Yet photographic evidence obtained immediately after the incident clearly shows Mr. Winterbank was not holding a firearm of any description.
Go to bed. That ain't right.
Objection!
There can be no question that the victim's revolver was used in the incident. Not only was it identified as the murder weapon, but it was found in the accused's hand.
Yeah, that Mortula used the victim's own gun to finish him off. Give me that gun. Bam.
Hold it!
Stay exactly where you are, right there.
Eh?
Crime been taking place as you were so colorfully described in your testimony. Give rise to an undeniable and significant inconsistency in the final moments you just acted out.
Goodness, are you sure, Counsel?
You intrigue me, my learned friend. But let's see some evidence to support your claim. To proof that demonstrate this inconsistency. Oh, he was shot in the back.
Take that!
According to their testimony, the witnesses claimed to have heard a shout of, "Give me that gun," followed by the gunshot. Indeed. Two events happening almost simultaneously, but led to believe. Yes, that's right. Now, if that testimony is true, it would mean that at the moment of death, the victim and his attacker would have been facing each other. However, if I could ask the court to study the photograph of the victim's body again, you can clearly see that Mr. Windemake was in fact shot from behind. Death by back shots. As I stated before, there is an undeniable inconsistency in your testimony, Mr. Skulkin. Yeah. It is Nash, it is. When we was shot that night, the shopkeeper had a gun in his hand. We saw it with our own bleeding eyes. Did I hear you right just now? You actually saw Mr. Windemake holding a gun. These guys just keep lying and lying. They're so cooked. Somehow, like that might have slipped out. Ladies and gentlemen, you have all just heard the admission by these two witnesses that on the night in question, they actually saw with their own eyes the victim wielding a gun. Which can only mean that despite their testimony to the contrary, the Skulkin brothers must have encountered the victim in person. Nash, yeah! Got him.
Order. Witnesses, explain yourselves at once.
Well, the thing is, what's it supposed to,
Oh, he's serious. It would seem that my previous warning fell on deaf ears. I made it quite clear that the false witness would be the death of you.
Am I to understand that you replaced the untruth of your original testimony with renewed lies?
I'm ever so sorry, Governor. Truth is, see, we, Cut it out, Nash, cut it out. You blab now. You know what he'll do to us?
He? Who are they talking about? Let me make your position here perfectly clear. You will talk. There is no other option available to you.
Come on, the game's up. We'll have a guts for gutters.
In case it hasn't quite sunk in yet, no matter how hard you try to hide it, the truth will come out. On the night in question, it is now apparent that you brothers met face to face with the victim. I demand that you testify again to explain the precise circumstances under which this meeting took place.
Well... Do we have to?
On pain of death. I suggest you make yourselves fully aware this is your very last chance to tell the truth. Ooh, fucking death stare him, dude. I'm rooting for Van Zeeks, man. This one singular instance.
So we just got inside the gaff and heaved a sigh of relief when the geezer showed his mug. Give me that gun, he bellowed, and then he flew at us like he was possessed. I thought he had it. Well, no geezer, the bloke was strong as an ox. He chucked me over the counter.
Oh my god, it's totally different.
I put me gun on him and he legged it through that door to the back room. We never had nothing to do with killing him. That's all what happened, I swear.
So a whole thing happened. So now you're telling us moments before the victim was killed in the storeroom, you in fact encountered him in the main part of the shop.
Well, yeah. Sorry.
Well, we find ourselves at an interesting juncture. This changes matters considerably.
But to be honest, Governor, this time, Nash, this time we ain't got nothing more to hide.
Very well, counsel for the defense, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. This is it. What I've been waiting for. Yeah, honestly, at this point, it's not even me versus Nancy, because it's us versus these two goons.
Hold it!
When you say geezer, I presume you mean the victim and proprietor of the shop, Mr. Winterbank.
Well, sorry, I mean, that's right. We was keeping a close eye on the entrance to the gaff, obviously. We never thought no one was gonna come out of the back room like that.
Back room being the pawnbrokery storeroom.
Yeah, that must be where he popped up from. Only place we could have been.
So it seemed the victim was already in the storeroom when these brothers entered the premises.
Which means Ginny must have been in there at that point as well.
That doesn't make sense, does it? Gina had threatened Mr. Winterbank at the storeroom with her at gunpoint. Then why would he have emerged from the same room all alone when the brothers arrived?
Oh, I don't know.
It is interesting. What happened? Did you see the accused at the time?
But that Mortuller? Couldn't tell ya. No way, Copper. We have bigger fish to fry then. I mean, the old geezer just lost it.
Hold it!
You mentioned that Mr. Winterbank shouted those words in your previous testimony too. However, you claim that you heard him yelling them on the other side of the storeroom door.
Oh, did we?
But the truth is, he was shouting those words at you, wasn't he?
Well, yeah.
Was the victim, Mr. Winterbank, wielding a gun at the time?
Was he ever? Blimey, lummy, a great ugly barrel he had pointed straight at me frontispiece.
So what you're saying is, you definitely saw Mr. Winterbank with a gun at the time, is that right?
It is, Gov, it is, spot on. Then all of a sudden, he came at us, he did. It was bedlam. I didn't know who was going for who.
You were clearly all going for each other.
Like Nash said, we all thought we'd had it. I mean...
Hold it!
No, I'm glad Mr. Winterbank fucked him up. I know you mentioned the counter in your previous testimony too.
Well, yeah, of course we did.
Tingle and some marionette. Yeah, you said that before. So in fact, it wasn't the sound of the gunshot that shocked you and made you knock those things off a counter.
Well, Big Ruffy, I went fired over the counter. Gunshot, I can tell you that. Then the old geezer pinned him. He did, Marsh, he did. If you hadn't been there, the bloke would have flattened me like a bloomin' pancake in seconds.
At the time in question, the alarm was raised at the local police station via a secret cable from the pawnbrokery. There is a button under the counter used to activate it, which was presumably pressed by the victim. That's right, when the brothers fled the scene and back onto the street, they ran straight into the arriving police, didn't they?
Oh, Mr. Winterbank, you did everything you could to protect your shop.
Hold it!
Were you intending to shoot Mr. Winterbank?
No, never. That was just, you know. looking out for me brother, wasn't I? He was being flattened, don't forget.
A man whose shop was being burgled, yes. And then the man fled to the storeroom when you pointed your gun at him, is that it?
That's right, he shoved me away and then ran off through that door and shut himself in.
There's something about that last remark. Does it? Shove you away and then hit himself? According to what everyone's saying, Ginny was in there waiting for him with a gun. Maybe they were friends. I have no idea. That is strange, isn't it? A little inconsistency could be significant. Okay. Your brother, yeah?
That's right, Nash, that's right. Me and my brother, yeah?
Hold it!
You see, it had nothing to do with it.
Nothing at all. Nothing, Gov, nothing. The old geezer went and shut him in the back room, didn't he?
Try to open it.
It's a decent door, that one. Good and strong. Wouldn't budge an inch.
So in the end, the situation remains unchanged. Inside the storeroom with the pawnbroker, there was only one other person. Would indeed implicate, indeed appear so. I'm just making up words out of nowhere. What do you say to that, Counsel? I don't know. Is there anyone else apart from Gina who could have possibly shot Mr. Windibank? There could have been, but who? I'm just talking out of my ass. I mean, it could be these two, I guess. From the moment you admitted that you encountered the victims face to face that night, the course of this trial changed completely.
Did?
What is your point, my learned friend? Sorry, 1 sec. Alright, who shot Mr. Windibank? Who shot Johnny Joestar? To believe in the defense of the defendant is not the only possible answer at all. You have my attention. In that case, let us return to this plan of the premises. The victim was killed in the storeroom, which was locked from the inside. There's other facts, so pray, what other possible answer to the question of who shot the man could there be? Counsel, you must now provide answers to the court in respect of 2 conundrums. 2, my lord? Twice as many chances to be right, maybe. Indeed, namely, you can shoot from outside, with the little peephole. Where was the victim at the time? Understood, my lord. I'm not entirely sure, but there's one thing I am sure about. I can prove that there's a credible new alternative to what happened. It changed Gina's prospects hugely. huge if true. Show the court on this plan the answers to the questions posed by his lordship. If you believe someone else could have killed the victim, indicate from where that person could have fired the gun. From here.
Take that!
The defense believes the culprit could have shot the victim from this location here. And an answer to the second question. Assuming the culprit fired from the location indicated, where was the victim at the time? Boom.
Take that!
Culprit shot the victim from outside the storeroom. Continue. Mr. Windibank died instantly from a bullet wound in his back. Looking at the stain of blood on the storeroom floor, it doesn't appear that the body was moved after death, which tells us that he was almost certainly shot while he was in the storeroom. However, the crucial point is, where was the shooter when the fatal bullet was fired? So you are adamant that the shot was fired from outside the storeroom? Well, according to the Skulkin brothers' earlier testimony, I pulled me gun on him. Then he legged it for the door in the back room. Mr. Windibank ran away through the door. We have to assume that the door was open at the time. Oh! It was at precisely that moment when the victim was fleeing for his life. These brothers had the perfect opportunity to shoot the man in the back once he was inside the storeroom.
Come to think of it, do you remember what the prosecutor said at the start of the trial?
Moving on to the findings of Scotland Yard's coroner, his report states that the bullet entered the body on a rising diagonal trajectory. Rising diagonal. Shorter in height than himself. Well, well, well. Who's the short king in our presence right now? Shot while he was running as fast as he could to safety. Of course, he would have been leaning forward as he was running away. So even though the bullet was fired horizontally, it would still have entered the body at an upward trajectory. Oh, okay, that could work too.
Objection!
Both can be true. I'm sure my learned friend can't have forgotten that the storeroom door was found closed and locked from the inside. You claim the victim was shot as he fled into the room. Do you also claim his corpse was dexterous enough to turn the key in the lock? What if someone else locked the door? Yes, there's someone else who could have locked the storeroom door. Is that so? Very well, then, counsel. Present your hypothesis to the court. Defense's assertion is the victim was shot from outside the storeroom. In which case, who shut and locked the storeroom door from the inside? Gina? I mean, Gina was the other person there.
Take that!
Obviously, the person who locked the door was the only other person inside the storeroom at the time. The defendant, Miss Gina Lestrade.
Objection!
That's absurd. You're suggesting the accused deliberately engineered the sealed room. I mean, to protect your safety, sure. For what possible reason? Such actions would only serve to tighten the noose around her neck. I'm inclined to agree, I must say. Well, counsel? Yes, that's a tricky one, that, isn't it? Half-baked notions have no place in my courtroom, counsel. Remember that, please.
But of course Ginny would have locked the door. It almost goes without saying, doesn't it?
It does?
Well, if I was Ginny in that situation...
Oops.
I know I would have locked the door as quickly as I could. I mean... those two burglars had just fired a gun in a direction, hadn't they?
Oh yes, obviously. Before the two brothers arrived, Miss Lestrade and Mr. Windibank were in the storeroom together. Now, I don't know what went on between them at the time, but at some point, Mr. Windibank must have heard the intruders breaking into a shop and left the storeroom.
intruders, eh? That's us, bruv.
If your theory is correct, that would leave the... I don't know why I did that voice for him. If your theory is correct, that would leave the accused alone in the storeroom. Yes, it would. Then probably only moments later, the victim fled back through the storeroom door, hoping to escape danger. Bang! Hit in the back by the bullet, Mr. Windibank fell to the floor where he was, just inside the storeroom. And what we have to ask ourselves now is, what would the defendant have done in that moment?
See where you're going with this?
Outside the storeroom was a terrifying killer who had just murdered Mr. Windibank. As soon as that thought struck Miss Lestrade, she slammed the door shut and locked it, in order to save her own life.
Hold it!
Oh, that's a new hold it.
Oh, we ain't the ones who done it. We ain't, Gov, we ain't. You gotta believe us. I mean, come on. We never shoot no one.
Objection!
You literally shot Windibank. Well, maybe that's true. Maybe. That's blatantly untrue. I know for a fact that you would. Oh yeah, they did shoot Sholmes too. Because before my own eyes, you shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Wait, there's a problem though. Because in our evidence, we see that only a single round was fired in the Skulkin brothers' gun. So they used that round to shoot Sholmes. How could they use that round to shoot Windibank too? Uh-oh. 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 I think at this point, Van Zieks is just waiting for the right moment to strike. With that inconsistency, Mr. and Mr. Skulkin, you brothers had every opportunity to have been the true perpetrators of Mr. Windibank's murder. Gah. Where does this leave us?
You mean to say it wasn't the pickpocket who shot the pawnbroker after all?
I should have known it was the three brothers. They look shitty as Dun Forest.
All the members of the jury seem to be firmly on your side now.
I know, first time ever. Probably the last.
Well, I think you've done it. Surely they'll have to give a verdict if not.
This is where he comes in, Van Zieks. An admirable effort, my learned friend. What's this now? He's laughing. You find this situation amusing, Lord Van Zieks. I find the defense's argument most persuasive. I dare say, such chicanery is the bread and butter of the street performers in your provincial eastern nation. But such blatantly malicious conjuring tricks amount to nothing more than inexcusable pettifoggery here. What? The hypothesis you put forward so ostensibly credibly cannot and will not stand. Because, you see, it contains a fatal flaw. He knows just like we do. A fatal flaw. Well, Naruhodo doesn't know. Do you mean to tell me that you're unaware if your logic's failing? I say, Lord Van Zieks. Might be an idea to explain this bally conjuring trick or whatever it is to the troops on the ground, The fatal flaw in my learned friend's argument is really very simple to understand. Assuming you're not too dim-witted to count bullets. By George, count bullets!
Oh dear. You noticed then.
Fuck. What's everyone talking about? Ryunosuke, come on, you're better than this. Counsel? Yes, sir. Tell the court how many bullets were found at the scene of the crime. Two bullets. Correct. The first, that which hit the victim in the back, ending his life. And the second, that which struck the detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, on his arrival at the scene. Indeed. Defense presented a picture showing the damage caused by the second bullet earlier in the proceedings. The bullet which injured Mr. Sholmes appears to have passed through his body to strike the calendar. Your lordship's understanding is correct. Furthermore, we know that there were 2 firearms involved at the incident. The revolver belonging to the victim, Mr. Winterbank, and the Skulkin brothers' revolver. The evidence shows that a single bullet was fired from each gun. Yes, indeed it does. Single bullet from each. Now then, my learned friend. You yourself told the court only moments ago that these 2 brothers shot Mr. Herlock Sholmes right before your eyes. Yes, I did. My goodness, I think you'll find. A single bullet was fired when the brothers' gun hit Mr. Sholmes. It means Winterbank not shot by the same gun. Stop. Only 1 bullet. Stop. Exactly. Yes, this Nobonese street performer presented an ostensibly credible argument. However, it was never anything more than a diversionary trick with no hope of standing up to scrutiny. Ugh. Ugh. We're cooked. It's over. It's so Jover. Holy shit. Pray forgive the discourtesy of flinging the dregs of this hallowed nectar into the public gallery. That was the first time he did that. Holy shit. So nonchalantly. He did a full-ass bottle flip there. Bro's wasting bottles now? Dude, that nectar can't be hallowed if you're just letting it go to waste like that. Come on, man. You got someone's suit dirty, probably. It's all wine stained and all that. The audacity of this man. Lord Van Zieks. But this court needs to open its eyes. The accused, Miss Gina Lestrade, is no ordinary little girl. Despite her young years, she can, regrettably, no longer be described as a juvenile. No, the person in the dock is far from a law-abiding citizen. She has a past riddled with criminal conduct. Uh-oh. Truth is, the accused broke into the pawnbroker the other night in question with loathsome intent. As we can see beyond doubt in this print which depicts her threatening the victim with the murder weapon. Uh-oh. And I have here in my possession 1 more piece of evidence the prosecution wishes to present. A disc. I'll be taking that whatever it is of McGilded's out of the yard, thank you very much.
No, don't give it to him. It's mine, that is. Mine.
Sorry, miss. Anything belonging to McGilded has to be taken in as evidence now. Music box disc. McGilded's music box disc. The very day before the hateful murder of Mr. Winterbank, the accused attempted to make off with this article, which clearly doesn't belong to her. And none of the subtlety of a pickpocket, I might add, but by brute force and brazen impudence. Good gracious. Make no mistake, any sympathy for the accused on account of her years is misguided and dangerous. There are no depths to which this girl would not stoop if pushed, no crime she would not commit. The court forgets that fact as its peril. I see. I think it would be prudent to take this music box disc into evidence, counsel, as a grim testament to the defendant's... What? Lord Van Zieks, That's his voice? Inspector Gregson, what? Yes, Inspector?
Wait, I mean, yesterday at the yard with the prosecution service, and, I think it was agreed that the disc wouldn't be used as evidence.
Why? What's this all about? Why is the Inspector acting strangely? That's the first time he said anything to Van Zieks at all. I am unaware of any such meeting.
But those were the instructions right from the top. The government bigwigs were insistent.
Government bigwigs? Inspector, I am the prosecutor, and I alone determine how to present my case. Your warning is noted, thank you. The prosecution wishes to proceed with submitting this disc as evidence, my lord. Indeed, bailiff. I hope Van Zieks gets to live to see another day after this trial. He may be my opponent, but I'm sure he's a good guy. Prosecution has established the accused's motive, opportunity, and basis of character. There is nothing more to add. You're out of wine, though. No more toast for you. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I await your informed decisions and rest my case. I don't believe it. I had the jury on my side for once. For all of 5 minutes. That was 5 minutes? Good God.
It wasn't even for 5 minutes, Bruno.
The longest 5 minutes of my life. My stream went on for like 2 hours. My lord. Uh-oh. Gonna change to guilty? Wonder if I might say something at this point. Proceed, Mr. Foreman. I've been stumbling about in a bit of fog up to now, if the truth be told, but all of a sudden... That's just bully obviously me and my men. There's only one thing for it. Oh no, summation examination number 2. Here we go.
Guilty.
Yep.
Guilty.
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 Be guilty.
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 Come on, Mouse. Say your opinion. You say not guilty, then it won't be unanimous. Well, when you've eliminated the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
That's my line. I wrote that for Hurley. How dare you use it against us?
Damn, he's a Herlock Sholmes fan too. Don't worry, Iris. I don't think we're finished yet. There's still more to this case than we realize. It must be, because there's one thing that I'm absolutely certain of. Gina did not shoot Mr. Windibank. That's beyond any doubt. We gotta believe. Very well. We will proceed with the second summation examination of the day. Mr. Foreman, are you and the other jurors ready? Garrett Squadron is primed and ready for action, sir. Very good. So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will each explain on what grounds you have now determined the defendant to be guilty. All right. I think we'll save here. Once a rogue, always a rogue. Well, we'll see what the rest have to say in the next stream. I think it's a good time to end here. We made a lot of progress, and I'm sure there's a lot more left. The true culprit has yet to step up, I'm sure. Because I think those two Goon brothers, those are red herrings, yeah? I would not be surprised if the Eggs Benedict guy was the true culprit somehow, but he hasn't been he hasn't been brought up again yet, so we'll see. Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. Well, that's it for me tonight. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed tonight's stream as much as I did. Until next time, have a great rest of your night. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe and be well.